In this lesson, we're gonna work with some effects inside Substance Painter. We're gonna work with automotive design a little bit and how to create a rendering for like an interior. And in the previous video, we saw how we can create a render with an object, like kind of a small object or product design or something like this. Here, we're gonna check some extra features that we have in Substance of post-processing and working with the camera and the depth of field effect and so on. So let's get started. And I downloaded this model right here from Sketchfab, and then I changed it a little bit with the materials. And I also discovered some problems with the mapping. So for example, if I go here in the body and I try to paint right here with any brush, it's not gonna, let me create a new one. So you can see it's not gonna paint it correctly. It's gonna paint all over these phases because there is a problem with the mapping. So the first thing you should check when you import a model if it's that is working actually with the mapping and everything else. Otherwise, you need to import again when you go here and select the model and try to auto unwrap, and just instead of generating only missing data, try to recompute all. And in that case, you will lose the current texture. But if again there is a wrong mapping, that's okay. So try to work a little bit with this unwrapping option. And if you find that something is not working, just recompute all and recreate everything in Adobe Substance. So I just re-imported this, recalculating all the data, and that's the model right here, which is a car. And so now if let me select here the body. If I paint on this, it's gonna paint correctly. So that's the thing you wanna have. And for the rest of the materials, you see we have some problems here on the tires, but we can just delete everything and just go over that here in Substance Painter. We can start all over. So there you go, tires. So you can just paint on top of that and recreate the material. I don't want to use the imported texture right here. So I'm just going to delete everything and search for like tire or yeah, something like that. And that perhaps you can also arrange it correctly, but there you go. We can start with this and then figure out later. Now, let's also apply a car solid paint. There you go. And this carbon fiber looks okay. Be careful where you drag and drop. So I'm gonna use it for this, and probably I'll also decrease the tiling. So I'm going quick here because this is something we already saw previously. Now be careful also on the size of the effects, because sometimes like too smaller effects like this and also reflective objects can give problems in the rendering. Could be really hard to render and long to render. So try to find, not too hard materials to render. And let me see here, this rubber row, I'm gonna place it inside there. And also glass here in Substance can be, something a little bit approximated. So I'm just gonna drag and drop this for now. And also here metal, let's apply some metal to the tires. And there you go. So we have more or less whatever we need. And let me also apply a black color for this. And that's it. So it looks fine, but then I'm gonna apply also some graphics. Again, I'm gonna do some like automotive design. Now this is the model that I used for this lesson right here. And you can see it also has some transparency here in the motor, but the rest is kind of opaque, which is fine for what we need to do in Substance again. And that's the other information. So this is FBX file. You can use FBX. I've used GLTF in this case, but again, I found problems with the unwrap mapping, so I just recalculate everything. So you can find also other, vehicles and cars in Sketchfab if you want. But I just went for that, which I think it's pretty good, and it's gonna work fine for the example I want to do. Now, also from the web, we can get more environments. Now, in the previous video, we worked with the studios, and we found those in the marketplace, in the Adobe 3D marketplace. But you also have other websites, like for example, Polyhaven here, that will give you textures and will give you models and will give you HDRIs that you can use. So I'm going to go for interiors in this video. So I'm going to go here, indoor, and we can see that there are a lot of indoors. So probably you want to have something that can, host a car. So you want something pretty big, big space, because you always need to choose the correct environment for the correct subject. So if you have a car, probably need more space than a smaller object that you can place in a studio, in a photographic studio, like the previous lesson. And here you can choose also the resolution. So if you download high resolution, you're gonna have also better quality for the background, especially. So not just for the reflection or the lining, that's also 1K, it's gonna be fine. But if you wanna use the image also as a background, you probably wanna go 4K or 8K. And here also you have two formats. You have AXR, which we used in the previous video, and HDR, which we're gonna use in this video. And when you're ready, just click on download and save it wherever you want in your computer. So you can see I've already saved some HDRIs right here that are displayed like this, but that doesn't matter. It matters the format, which is HDRI or EXR. So go on and download some of these, like I did. And then I also search for some car graphics. Well, you can use any website. Again, this is called FreePic, and I just typed here car graphic and I downloaded some of the graphics here, like this one here, which is kind of green for substance. And then I also looked for like fire. So I downloaded this. Just click on download and save it in your computer and just open it when it's ready. Now, if you want to create your own illustrations, your own graphics, and do a more graphic design job, you can use Inkscape if you want to do vector graphics, which is free, or you can use Illustrator. So Inkscape is the alternative version, open source and free, of Illustrator. And then you can also add not only like graphics and logos, but you can also add defects like dirt or stains or all of this stuff. So I'm just gonna get this one here, and if it's black and white or white and black, probably it's better because you can use it in many situations. Okay, I will download this into the texture. Let's call this splatter, and we're gonna transform that into dirt eventually, or you can get actual dirt effects like this. So sometimes you can just right click and save, and or just go in the website. That's another excellent website, RawPixel, and you'll find also other guides about this website where, well, in this case we need to create an account. Well, get your files from your sources, and now when you're ready, come here and let's add it. So I'm gonna go in the texture folder that I created here in my video course folder, and let's get this inside. So I'm gonna import the HDRIs right here, which is gonna which are gonna work for the environment. And then let's use some logos and some graphics that are actually stored in this folder. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna import this. So these are all environments except the logo here, which is gonna be, well, could be a texture, simple texture. And I can choose if I want to import in my library again, or in the project, or in the current section. I'm just gonna go for my asset, and I'm gonna import this first. There you go. And now let's also go import resources. So same thing, but different position. Let's import some of these other free